Welcome to the podcast of our Exile Project, an initiative co-funded by the European Union bringing together universities, organizations, and communities to create innovative educational solutions and support systems for students in crisis situations. Through our stories and inspirations, we aim to build a more inclusive and supportive academic environment. Tune in and join us.
So welcome to Exile Podcast, a space where we explore how European higher education institutions can build more inclusive, supportive, and resilient learning environments for students who have been displaced by war, persecutions, and other humanitarian crises. My name is Gabija Lapinskaitė, and I'm an Exile Project Coordinator at Kaunas University of Technology. And today we will be discussing how Lithuania responds to the refugee student situation at the national level and how Kaunas University of Technology, KTU, translated these national measures into practical day-to-day support. And I'm truly delighted to welcome our guest, Associate Professor Dr. Kristina Valbergienė, which is Vice Rector for Studies at KTU. So hello Kristina, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello.
And before we dive into the topic, I want to ask you the simple question. How do you remember what that early 2022 felt like in the university? Was there a particular moment when it became clear to you that the coming semester and the current semester will be completely different from what we had ever experienced before?
So thank you for inviting for this podcast to share my experience here. So in my view, when the war in Ukraine began, so Lithuania's institutions showed remarkable solidarity in supporting students from Ukraine. So what I remember very, very clear. So Lithuania, together with higher education institutions, very quickly put in place the key measures that allowed these students to continue their studies in our universities. And from my perspective, Lithuanian higher education system showed rapid response, strong institutional solidarity, and high level of administrative flexibility. So what we did, so I will tell some cases. And that solidarity and that rapid response allowed hundreds of students from Ukraine to continue their studies here and I think safely. So national measures were created and there's financial, legal foundation, and we as universities, we took the responsibility to the practical implementation of those legal foundations. So this covered everything from flexible admission procedures in that semester, because we already were finished with admissions on the summertime, but there was winter and early spring, so we started admission procedures again. To daily social and academic support that helped students settle in here and also to continue their studies without interruption, I hope. So we did several on the national level. There were, first of all, the Ministry of Education, Science and Sport, the State Study Foundation and universities organized the key scholarship and funding mechanisms. And it was very important to act fast, and the cooperation between all those institutions and the universities allowed us to do exactly that what we wanted. And on the national level, Ukrainian students were given the opportunity to study at Lithuanian universities with special support. So the state covered 60% of their tuition fee, and the remaining part was taken by the universities themselves, included Kaunas University of Technology. So 40% we covered by ourselves. And now the state funding is no longer available for newly arriving Ukrainian students, but it applies, of course, to those who enrolled earlier. But still, Ukrainians who finished Lithuanian schools they can apply for the state-funded places at our universities. So, because there were younger Ukrainians, they came to Lithuania and they went to Lithuanian schools, and now they can get state funding in our universities. And that allows them to continue their educational path without interruption. And also what was decided, so it was in addition, Ukrainian students studying in Lithuania, so they got and they get 300 euros scholarships to cover their basic living needs and to help them acquire all materials they need to live here. And also what we did, because many students arrived without full documents. It is war and you do not have full documents, so we introduced simplified admission procedures, allowing them to enroll first and then provide the missing documents later. And as I said, we also made extra additional admission rounds, and not so usual for us. And also we put a very strong focus on the integration of those students when they came to our universities. So we applied a lot of various integration measures. So what they needed to day-to-day life. And that included translation services if they needed, for example, Lithuanian language courses, mentors that could guide them through the academic and practical questions, housing rent compensation, for example, dormitories in our university, and a range of social services. So that helped, I hope, students in that difficult time. And also we adjusted some academic processes at our university to better match their circumstances. So, for example, we implemented a flexible procedure for expanded individualized study planning, because it's not usual a cycle of our studies. So we offered individualized study plan. We allowed students to combine remote and on-campus learning. For example, if they had some family living members in active war zones, and that flexibility helped them to manage both their studies, but also with the emotional strain of the situation.
Okay, thank you really for that broad answer. Additionally, I want you to ask, were there solutions where KTU had to find practical solutions for issues that were not yet clearly defined at the national levels? Is there any cases by KTU?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of cases because, as I mentioned, for example, students from Ukraine came to our university with temporary documents, for example, or not full documents that we needed for admissions to our university. So we extended the deadlines. For example, we applied priority processing their applications, used alternative documents verification methods, and also we cooperated a lot with other organizations, for example, like Caritas, or contacting foreign institutions directly to get information about that. So we did not have such a procedures for such a case. Or, for example, after COVID, we had a very good experience with a COVID-19 period, for example, with the remote learning, flexible assessments, hybrid arrangements. So we offered them, for example, if they came here and they needed to have some lectures at their universities, or they had to have lectures at our university, but they were still in the Ukraine. So we adapted all these our practices that we had in our institution for this case. But there were a lot of cases, for example, like technical equipments that they needed to have here, or to find the dormitories. So we prepared additionally several rooms for them and offered them the dormitory. Also, another thing that we have in our university, and this is psychological support, or for example, language support. So we have in our university psychological support for our students, and we do not divide the international students and our Lithuanian students. So both international students and Lithuanian students, they both get psychological support, but we needed a lot of support for the Ukrainian students. And we had a lot of meetings with them, with our students, with our teachers, how to integrate, because they had not only they started their studies in the middle of the academic year, but they had a big trauma that they came with. So you have to know how to work with them. So you have to know how to integrate them in the community. So there was a lot of things that we did during that period, and what we saw that all the procedures and all rules have to be clear and universal, and we do that at the university. But still, we have to have a room for flexibility and to respond to the student situation. And we decided to look at student by student in individual case. And sometimes we had to adapt our procedures for individual cases. So that's what we did. And that was a big. We took a lot from this situation, and we learned a lot from that, and we are implementing that in our procedures now.
So maybe we can dive more into lessons that we learned. And would you say that Lithuania and our university, KTU, have learned from this experience? Mm-hmm. And what stand out most clearly today, what we learned, particularly of that case of integration and all the things we done?
So looking back, I can say that experience that we get at Kaunas University of Technology, of course, will help us to build a model. How can we react faster and more effectively in similar situation? Because we had a COVID crisis, then we have this situation, and so we have to have a model how we react if there is such a case. And that really shows that in most such situations you have to act very quickly, you have to work together, you have to make sure that people feel safe and supported from the very first day. So the clear communication and accessible is another critical factor, and for us, and what we learned, and I think it reduced stress, uncertainty, helped students feel more confident navigating, because there was not only new university, there was a new academic environment, other students, maybe no family members around. So that was very difficult. So the first thing, what you have to do, that students feel safer, more confident, and we provided information in multiple languages, if it was possible, not only in English, but also find another languages that they can speak. And also, what is absolutely crucial, I think, and what we learned, so that was interinstitutional cooperation, so between municipalities, between public institutions, and between universities. And also effective cooperation helped us to solve all the questions regarding the documentation, for example, with ambassadors and so on, accommodation, social support, much faster that we could do alone. And for example, the decision of the ministry to support the studies and to pay a part of tuition fee, it made very easy for us to put another part. so much easier. And we could do that very, very fast.
So thank you very much, Kristina, for your insights and your experience, that clarity with which you helped us understand both Lithuanian national response and KTU practical role during this period. Your reflection on what we learned and how we can use the knowledge going forward are truly valuable, not only for our project Exile, but also for universities across Europe. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.